Hello, welcome to my Batman review. Batman Arkham Knight review. Batman Arkham Knight is available for the PS4 and the Xbox One and PC. First, I would like to talk about my history with the Batman Arkham series, which was developed by Rocksteady Studios. There was Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City, and now we have Batman Arkham Knight. There was a There was one that was thrown in the mix that wasn't made by the developer Rocksteady Studios, so I will not be talking about that in this review. But what I've heard that game, back in Batman Arkham Origins, could actually be somewhat better than this game, but I've never played it, so I don't know. Now, when I first played Batman Arkham Asylum in 2009, it wasn't a very ambitious game, but it was really thoughtful. You could use Batman's technology to take down criminals and hang them upside down and do things like that. Now, when I first heard about this game, I was like, why is it not based in Gotham? But I guess they were saving it till later, because now in Arkham Knight, it's based in Gotham City. The second one was Batman Arkham City. This is like an island that has, I guess, the prison Arkham City in there. I'm not really knowledgeable about the origins of the comic books where Arkham City appeared, but regarding the game, it was really good. The game was really good, and to me, this is the best one out of the three, Arkham City. The story in the Arkham Knight is, well, you have Scarecrow, who's released a toxin throughout the city, and everybody just gets scared. And I guess the mayor evacuates the city. I can't remember the mayor's name exactly. And they're jumping on school buses, ready to get out of there. Scarecrow teams up with some guy called the Arkham Knight. You're wondering who can this Arkham Knight be? And later they tell you who it is. Now, at the very beginning, they show Joker getting cremated by someone. You don't know what it is. I can't remember who it was. Even though I played the game to full completion, I can't remember who the guy who was buried. I don't think it was Commissioner Gordon. Maybe it was. But let's get on back to the game. Batman Arkham Knight is an action-adventure game set in Gotham City. You play as the Batman. It is a free roam style game, just like all the other Batman Arkham games developed by Rocksteady Studio. There's side quests spread all throughout Gotham City. The graphics are really good. Gotham City looks really beautiful. There's no night and day transitions, by the way, which I thought would have been pretty cool, but I guess everything that happens in this game only is started and wrapped up in a matter of 8 hours, because the sun never comes up for some reason, wherever how long the night lasts. I think it's from I don't know, 8 to 12 hours, depends on what do they call it, daylight savings time. Graphics are really nice. Rain is raining like 90% of the time in the game. Lots of rain. Like, wow. I was hoping to see like really big giant puddles in the game too, there's no puddles in the game. Anyway, a new addition to the Arkham Knight series is the Batmobile. The Batmobile finally is available for Batman to drive all around Gotham City. Batmobile can turn into a bat tank and fight other vehicles that are unmanned drones called drones. I think they were called drones. Drones. Survey says drones. Drone tanks. Now the bat tank parts are really challenging. You will have to use the ornaments that are available with the bat tank. They have the bat tank has missiles and cannons. You have to use the missiles to take down the other tanks. You do really good. You unlock combos where you can unleash like a barrage of like 20 missiles at a time and destroy 20 vehicles. You'll be fighting up to like 10 to 50 tanks. And those parts get really challenging, especially on the side missions. I had a lot of dislikes with this game, but I'm not done talking about my likes yet. I like the graphics, and there's also the Easter eggs in the game. You go to the GCPD, and you'll find a lot of the Easter eggs. What the Easter eggs are, they're actually weapons or belongings or personal effects of Batman's older villains, or villains that have been arrested, and it's pretty funny because every time I've noticed this, you take down a villain in the game during a side mission, his personal effects will show up at the GCPD, and including every time you take down a villain, they'll show up at the GCPD behind the cell. So that's really cool. I like the GCPD missions. Not the GCPD missions, but the addition to allowing you to look at the personal effects of the villain, and even look at the villain behind the cell and how they interact with the other villains that you have also accosted, or what word am I looking for? Apprehended and sent to the GCPD police establishment. I thought that was a really nice touch of the game. I really like that. Going on to my dislikes yet? And is it time for my dislikes? Yes, it's time for my dislikes. It's time for me to say what I did not like about this game. First, what I did not like: some of the side missions slightly get kind of repetitive after a while. I mean, there's a mission where you have to use the Batmobile to chase after militia tanks that are owned by the Arkham Knight. And another thing, they never explain how the Arkham Knight gets this kind of military. I don't know. That's another thing I don't like about this game. It doesn't explain stuff that much. Not that much. What else don't I like about this game? Some of the side missions require you to look up help online to find where the side missions actually are. Like, okay, you bring up your bat computer, which is pretty cool. You have a bat computer. You select the side mission that you're kind of interested in doing, like the firefighter missions, per se, or the Azrael missions. And the game just does not tell you where this side mission is. You have to find it on your own. Thus, do the developers realize how massive Gotham City is. Do you really think I have time to be flying from building to building trying to find a small little cryptic spot where you trigger this side mission? Do you really think I have that much time? Because they do. I guess there's not other games you're playing to them, so. But, I digress. In order to do some of these side missions, you really need a strategy book or online help. That really bothers me. Moving on to my next gripe about this game is that the boss battles are few and far in between and are very boring at times. Like, now, Batman Arkham City was one of my favorite games in the last couple of years. This game had good boss battles. Some were very easy, some were very challenging. I like the Mr. Freeze boss battle in that game. And now the boss battles in Batman Arkham Knight are sometimes very, very easy and take no thought strategy whatsoever. But there are a couple of good ones. There actually is a boss battle that involves a drill. I think that's what you call it, a drill, like a giant vehicle drill. A mobile drill. And it's chasing after the Batmobile, and you have to figure out ways to. That was the only good boss battle in this game. All the rest were absolutely terrible, and boring and repetitive. Another thing I did not like about this game is that the Riddler missions. They require. I wanted to finish off the Riddler, but they said I had to do 243 riddles and trophies. I'm like, what? What? No way. Just to fight Riddler and bring him down? I mean, Batman's the greatest detective in the world. I mean, I'm sure he can use his detective abilities to find out how to destroy the Riddler. Why did I need to do 243 Riddlers and trophies and puzzles? Feels like a chore. Sometimes the combat is a little over the top. Sometimes the stealth is a little over the top. To a point where it gets just too darn difficult. I mean, yes, this game will make you exploit every skill that you learned about Batman, because at this point, the thugs and criminals in the game, they are really serious about bringing Batman down. They want to use everything they can get their hands on, including electro jam devices that will mess up Batman's radar vision, where he can, see enemies through walls and stuff. There, what other stuff? There'll be robots and guys walking around that's gonna jam Batman's equipment. I'm tending to forget a little bit of it, but now I'm going to bring up a major spoiler. What I really didn't like about the game was the ending, and I'm going to spoil the story. If you're interested in the Arkham Knight story, and you haven't played the game, I suggest that you skip this section. I'll put the number where the timestamp in the description where I'm finished talking about the spoiler of the game. I didn't like the ending, so I'm talking about it now. So right now, if you haven't played, you're interested in the story and you haven't played Arkham Knight and you don't want it to be spoiled for you, skip now. For those who are still here and interested in hearing me talk about what I did not like about the ending, it's this. In the game, the Joker is back. He's a figment of Batman's imagination. No, he's toxic, and he's inside Batman's brain. And Joker can do this now. He can take over people's physical bodies with this toxin, even though he's dead. So he's in the form of a toxin. And at the end of the game, Batman is trying to fight off Joker's toxin and trying to keep Joker from taking over the Batman, from taking over himself. And that's the whole game. The ending boss, there's no ending boss. It's just you. It's just Batman and Joker, just with an inner struggle, and it was just kind of cheesy. The end of the game kind of feels like Gears of War with Joker. So I just didn't like the ending. It was cool. It had laughs. I laughed, like crazy. It was enjoyable, but I just don't think it was a fitting end to this game. There was a secret ending to the game if you did all the Riddler missions, which you were required to do to get the ending, which I just thought was dumb. I did not put myself through all of that, but that's what I did not like about the ending of the game. The Joker, the inner struggle with the Joker and everything. I thought that could have been. They could have left it in there, but just not the ending of the game. But then again, that wasn't the true ending. But moving on. Here's my conclusion: the game was good. No, this game was not good. What am I saying? The game was decent. It was average. It was not worth the wait, in my opinion. The graphics were nice. I like how the Batmobile destroys like pillars and support beams and walls and everything, but the graphics just doesn't do anything that amazing. Like I said, it should have had like giant water puddles and stuff, considering how much it rains in Batman Arkham Knight. There should be giant water. I guess, Gotham City has the best storm drains, I guess, and sewers. I guess so, huh? But anyway, Batmobile was nice. It got kind of annoying after a while having to do puzzles with it and stuff, but that's if you did the Riddler missions and stuff. But I did do the Riddler missions to save Catwoman, and that was just about it. So it was an average game. I'm gonna give this game a solid 7 out of 10. I like the GCP. I like the Easter eggs. The GCPD police department was fun to visit every once in a while and look at all the villains that you apprehended. So everything. So it's gonna be a 7, and that's about it. I'm done.